In today's video, we're going to break down every single player that the Giants have signed to their practice squad. To my knowledge and to my sources, I may have a couple of those, 14 players have been added to the practice squad. You get 16 spots, so 2 more guys will be added. We're going to break all that down as well as some familiar faces for this organization will no longer be playing football for the New York Giants. But before we dive into today's video, we are 11 days away from Giants, Cowboys, Sunday Night Football. We are Phil Simms days away from Giants football, and I am pumped up. I can already smell the Week 1 dub that we are going to cook up against the Dallas Cowboys. If you are ready for Week 1, Sunday Night Football, Giants, Cowboys, NFC East rivalry, I want you to go down right now and hit that thumbs up icon. Alrighty, let's start it off before we get to the practice squad. Some players that I think everybody knows that are no longer going to be here. I'm pouring one out right now for my man David Sills. David Sills will no longer be a part of this organization. He is signing with the Denver Broncos practice squad, so it is an end of an era for the Sills Army here in New York. I feel bad for David Sills because it seems like he always finds a way to produce in the preseason. He's great friends with Daniel Jones, locker mates with DJ. But he hasn't done enough, according to the general managers, to earn a roster spot. I'm wishing him the best going forward. Also, I would say my favorite UDFA from the past 2 years, Jashaun Corbin, who I have been beating the table for, saying he deserves to be on this team, did not make the team, and he's not going to be signing with the Giants practice squad either. He is actually going to sign with the Carolina Panthers practice squad. Remember, the Giants played the Panthers in Week 2 of the preseason. I'm guessing they saw enough from the young stud to sign to their active roster. So for Corbin and Sills, thank you and good luck. I want everyone to just type good luck in the comments for those 2 guys right there. They did a lot for this team. They worked really hard, and it's pretty unfortunate they're not going to be able to reap the rewards of putting number 5 in the case this year. The biggest move the Giants made today was they signed Tyree Jackson to their practice squad. You may be wondering, have I heard this name before? And yeah, you have. Tyree Jackson was actually a quarterback coming out of college, transitioned to tight end, spent last year with the Philadelphia Eagles, played in 14 career games in the National Football League, 3 receptions, 22 yards, and 1 touchdown. But why is he signing with the Giants? It's because of the relationship that he has with Brian Daboll as well as Joe Schoen. He was drafted by the Bills, and when you think about it, he was a quarterback that when he was initially drafted, he had a higher rating on Madden than Daniel Jones. So that just shows you that Daniel Jones continues to prove everybody wrong. Excited about Tyree. 6'7", 250. I remember when I first started at Chat Sports in January of 2021, I started as a producer here, and I used to produce a lot of our Eagles content. And our Eagles content creator at the time was very high on Jackson and the upside he had. I'm excited to see what he can do in a loaded tight end room. Maybe learn some from Waller and Bellinger. And, of course, Brian Daboll, who used to be a tight end coach. The Giants also signed a Dallas Cowboy to their practice squad. And I love this. Dennis Houston, wide receiver, 24 years old, 6'1", 198 pounds. Played in just 2 games last year for Dallas, 2 receptions, 16 yards. I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason I'm excited about this one is because we play his old team Week 1, and he's going to give us all the secret sauce, all the offensive game planning that the Cowboys have worked on this offseason. Maybe stretching the truth a little bit there. But I am excited to see what Dennis Houston can do, and if he ever gets a chance to play on Sundays for Big Blue. Another huge move for the Giants, one I'm proud and happy of. Tommy DeVito, who was released, did not make the 53-man roster, has been re-signed to the Giants practice squad. So he will probably be their emergency QB3 on game days. You can now activate 46 players on Sunday, but you can also activate a third QB who does not count within those 46 players. So expect for Tommy DeVito to be suited up on Sundays for the New York Giants. We have, 11 more players to talk about that are on this practice squad, but I need to make sure all of you are subscribed to New York Giants Now by Chat Sports because we are getting closer and closer to 32,000 subs, and the goal is to get there by Week 1. We're 159 subs away. I think we can get there on today's video. If we do, I'm starting tomorrow's show with a beer boot. If you love the Giants, want free videos every day, hit that sub button. Inside linebacker Darrian Beavers, probably the most shocking cut for the Giants yesterday is back on this football team. He's going to be on the practice squad. Supposedly, he's not 100% coming back from that ACL injury that he had last preseason after being a 6th-round pick out of Cincinnati. So I'm glad Beavers is back after a lot of people feared he may be claimed across the NFL. Cole Beasley, just like Beavers, was released, but he's back on the practice squad. And this is a calculated move by Joe Schoen. Cole Beasley is still working through that lower leg injury. I think it's a quad injury. So once he gets brought up fully to speed, I expect for him to be a regular when it comes to game day call-ups. And then when they use all 3 of those, he might be activated to this full roster. We're going to get to more roster cuts in a second, but I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Marine Layer. Go to marinelayer.com/chat15 and use the code chat15 to get 15% off. I've found the softest t-shirts and hoodies mankind has ever made. Imagine the softest thing you've ever touched, maybe kittens or freshly fallen snow. Now times that by 1,000. Marine Layer is the go-to brand for great fitting and stylish closet staples. Based out of California, Marine Layer clothes are that perfect mix of laid-back style that also looks and feels premium. Whether you're going on a date, the office, or keeping it casual while watching sports, Marine Layer has the best shirts and hoodies for every occasion. I've got the vintage heavy slub hoodie in India ink on right now. I love it because it's going to keep me warm in the winter, but you can also wear this on a spring day and not be too hot and too sweaty. I'm a big fan of it. Get hooked up with them. That's marinelayer.com/chat15. And remember, use the promo code chat15 to get 15% off. How many times have you felt that you were in between sizes when buying clothes? Maybe you've been drinking a few too many lately, or you've been hitting the gym extra hard. What's cool about Marine Layer is they have in-between sizes. You finally no longer have to make that difficult choice when you're choosing between medium and large and extra large. We're trying to make a thing called March. I think we can all can admit, though, that the perfect tee can be hard to find. Look no further than Marine Layer. For a limited time, get 15% off with the code chat15 at marinelayer.com/chat15. That's code chat15 for 15% off your entire order at marinelayer.com/chat15, saving your closet one shirt or hoodie at a time. Let's run through the rest of these practice squad additions the Giants have made. Tyre Phillips, a player that almost every single beat writer that covers this football team thought he was going to be a part of that initial 53-man roster. He was not, but deal with some injuries. He's going to be on the Peace squad, and I expect for him to be a game day call-up sometimes, and I have more confidence in him as our backup swing tackle instead of Matt Peart. UDFA inside linebacker Dyontae Johnson also finds his way back on the New York Giants practice squad. Glad he is there. I heard good things about him in training camp. I thought he looked decent in the preseason. You like keeping these UDFAs on the practice squad, at least for year one, to see if you can get anything at him. Ryder Anderson also going to be on the practice squad. He's a guy that played some games for the Giants last year. I was a fan of him. I like that he bulked up and he's going to be more of a D-end than an edge. I think he's got the ability to be a decent run stopper in this league with more reps and practices under his belt, working in a really talented D-line depth chart. I think the practice squad's really going to help him out. UDFA cornerback Gemon Green out of Michigan is also going to be on the practice squad. I thought he did some impressive things in that Week 3 preseason game against the Jets. Good to see him back on the Peace squad. Another UDFA, Alex Cook, the safety, who honestly I thought flew around all over the football field for the Giants. He also will be back. I'm excited about him. Good to have him on the practice squad. Some veterans the Giants also are bringing back. Oshane Ximines. He's going to count as a vested veteran. You only get so many of those guys on the practice squad, and the Giants are using one of those spots on former 2019 third-round pick, Oshane Ximines. Tomon Fox is also coming back to the practice squad. He was a 2022 UDFA out of North Carolina, played for the Giants some in the regular season last year. I think he has some pop and pass rush ability. And I think with more practice under his belt and more learning and more opportunities, he could be at least a decently productive player in this league. Glad to have him back. A player that I'm shocked the Giants are bringing back is Amani Oruwariye. I didn't think he looked good in the preseason. I heard he was struggling at camp, but he is a guy that has NFL experience. Giants are a little thin at the outside corner spot, so Oruwariye, a veteran, former Lion, will be back. UDFA Ryan Jones is also the last player that we know as of now that will be back with the Giants for their practice squad. They are heavy at that tight end position, and with the addition of Tyree Jackson, I'm not sure if he's ever going to play for the Giants this year, but you like collecting young, talented individuals on the practice squad. They do have 2 more spots. We ran through 14 names today. You can get up to 16, so they could have 2 more spots potentially added to this practice squad. Some news coming across the wire right now. Jalin Hyatt is changing his number from 84 to 13. I'm sure some people are going to be upset because that's OBJ's number, or I guess you could say David Sills' number. Let me know what you think down in the comment section of Jalin Hyatt, wear number 13 for the New York Football Giants. As always, just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure to give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_.